Hello everyone, welcome to TKMC ACT Idea Lab. Today we will learn how to perform slicing operation and later how to 3D print a model. So today's section we will be using Creality Slicer 4.8 version. Every slicing software is actually machine specific. So today I'm going to familiarize you Creality 3D printer. So you have to download the slicing software for the Creality 3D printer. For that you have to go to Creality official website, then go to supports. There you can download. You can go. You will get the link to official download center. From there, you have to select your 3D printer model. Now I am going to use Ender series. So click on Ender series. Our printer is Ender series model, and specific different versions of Ender is available. You have to select your particular printer model. So our 3D printer is Ender 3 Neo. Okay, so you have to download Ender 3. You have to click on Ender 3 Neo so that you will get the slicing software. So there are two options. Firmware is there. What you want to download is the slicing software. Based on your system requirement, OS, everything, you have to download your Reality Slicer software. So once you have download and installed the software, you will get this slicer software opened. So this is Creality Slicer 4.8 version that I am going to use. So first thing is you have to load your design 3D model into this. For that, you can use any 3D modeling softwares to draw the model, and you have to import it as an STL file. STL means Standard Triangle Language. So I'm going to download a file from this. I'm going to use a platform called Thingiverse, where you can find different 3D models. So download any of the model and just print it. That's what we are going to do. So I'm going to download a remote holder today. So I'm going to search for a remote holder. So select any of the remote holder that you want to print. So let me choose one model. Let me download this one. So I have already downloaded this file. Now just open your slicing software. Click on File, Open File. Okay. So the remote holder that I have seen in the Thingiverse platform, I have downloaded that and I have placed it on my bed. So if you are using the Creality Slicer software for the first time, you may have to select the 3D printer version, 3D printer name. So the printer name you have to select is Creality Ender 3 Neo. That depends on the printer that you are going to use. Right now in our lab, we are going to use Creality Ender 3 Neo. So I have placed the design. See, this is the model, 3D model in the bed. So this is the work bed. This grid indicates the bed of your 3D printer. So it will be placed like this. Okay, you can visualize the dimension, how it will be placed, all those things. So I will show only the important steps that has to be done. Here you have rotate or move option is there to move your model anywhere in the bed, and you can scale it. You can reduce the size, change the dimensions. You can do perform uniform scaling or X Y Z. X indicates this direction, Y is this green color direction, Z is the height. So you can modify the dimensions using these options. I will just show you a scaled version of this 50 percentage. Okay, so it's scaled. So you can scale it. You can change the dimensions according to your use. You have to, once you select the model, all these will be enabled. Now there is rotation option. You can rotate along any of the axis. So let me show you the slicing operation first. Okay, so you click on uh, here. You have to select the different qualities. So click on here. You can select the printer settings where uh, you can select all these things. Quality, infill, such things could be controlled. So click on uh, quality, so it is already selected as 0.2 mm, layer height is 0.2 mm, you can select it to 0.3, 0.4. That will decide your uh, quality of your 3D printed model. So different profiles are already saved. If you are using it for the first time, you may not be having this profile saved like this. You can create your custom profiles. Okay, now infill implies the density of material that is being used within the walls. So let it be 10 percentage, 20 percentage. When you increase the infill density, if it is say 30 percentage, your 3D printed model will be much stronger because the infill is high. Otherwise infill will be hollow. So 10 percentage is or 15 percentage is a fair value. Okay, so you can select, and that's fine. Now the material that you are going to print, so material is, say, ABS or PLA will be most commonly used material. So if you are using the PLA, you have to select, depending upon the reel, you have to select the temperature. Let it be 220-degree printing temperature, and the build plate temperature, let it be 70-degree. Okay, so printing speed, it could be 120, right? So if you want to, you can give separate speed for the infill and the walls. 120 is fine for both. Then next thing is support. If you want to give any support, you can give that. So let us see what is the necessity of support. So without giving support, let me print this model first. So these things are enough. After making this much changes, you can close this, then just click on slice button. Now the slicing process is going on. So it is saying that to print this, it will take 2 hours and 2 minutes, and you have to use 23 grams of PLA. Then that will be 7.66 meter. Now you can see the preview over here. If you want to print it, you have to save it to the file. Let's see the preview first, and we will save it later. So I have clicked on preview, so the preview is directly available here. So here you can see different layers, how it will be printed. See this. So this will be the first layer. See, this is how it is being printed. Different layers, you can see the animation of different layers are being printed. Each layer is built over the other, one over the other. So in the first layer, you can see this one also, how the first layer is being created. So initially the bed will be blank, empty. Now the 3D printer will print, see, like this. This is how the first layer is being printed. Once the first layer is printed, above that, second layer, third layer, and so on, it will continue one above the other, and the model will be printed. Now you just click on save to file. So it will be saved as a G code. This is what you record for the printing. So you save it with your own, with your custom name, and just click on save. Now you can copy this file in memory card and insert it in the 3D printer, and you can easily print it. So next section we will see how to 3D print this particular file. So before that, let me show you the necessity of support also. I'm going to prepare this model. I'm going to keep it in another dimension. See this, I'm just going to rotate it. Okay, I'm going to just rotate it. I'm going to rotate along this axis. So if I print like this, if I'm going to try to print the model like this, the problem is that, see, if you want to print the model like this, if you focus on this area, see, these portions are actually in the air. Okay, so you cannot print it directly, because once you print, I will show you an animation of this sliced version. See how it will be printed. So if you try to print in this orientation, see I have kept the complete model inverted. Okay, now if you try to start the printing, you can see how the layers are being printed. See, these layers are actually, this has to be, this yellow colored layers, this has to be printed in the air. So this is not possible because you cannot simply melt a plastic material and place it in the air. You can place the each and every layer only above another layer. So below portion is empty and you cannot place this layer in the air. So if you want to print in this direction, what we have to do is you have to generate support. That is the necessity of giving support. Now I will show you how to generate support. So you have to click on this standard quality. Now here under the support options, see under the support tab you have generate support option is there. Just click on that, generate support, and you have to give say support everywhere. There are different support patterns are possible. You can select lines for the time being. That's it. Now if you slice, you can see that along with the 3D model some supporting pillars will be given, supporting lines will be given. You can see it in the preview. See, now the bottom portion, this yellow colored prints are actually the supports. So first the support will be printed, and later from this point your 3D model will be printed. Okay, so that's how you can solve this issue. So the printing will be like this, and later after completing the print you can just break up this supports. You can do that manually using your hand itself. So this is the necessity of support. You can print it in any orientation. So you have to apply presence of mind in which direction you have to place the material, and so that you can minimize the amount of material or the amount of support, because the support material is actually a waste for you. Okay, so the best thing is to keep it in the other orientation. So let me keep it in the other orientation. Select your material, keep it inverted. This will be the best position where you can print without any support. Okay, so once again just click on slice. So you can see that this will be printed without any support if you are keeping in this direction. See, now support is needed. Only the material will be, all the material used is for just the 3D model alone. Okay, you can print this without any support. So thank you. Now let us see how to 3D print this model. So once you save this, let me save it as say xx dot g code. Now just copy this. You can open the folder. You can just copy this G code. You can copy it to your memory card and connect it to the machine. Then you can just print it.